It's Monday, June 15th. Welcome aboard to this edition of Barnstable Today. I'm Kevin Friel, and just a reminder, the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website, www.town.barnstable.ma.us.
And I'm Andrew Gobiel. Thank you very much for joining us as we continue our tour through the town of Barnstable. Today, of course, we're by the train station, the depot here in the village of West Barnstable, right off 149 and 6A. 1 decade ago, the Barnstable Senior Center opened its doors for the first time to the substantial senior community here in the town.
Days ago, the Senior Center in its new location celebrated that anniversary with an open house and awards ceremony. More on that ceremony in just a moment, but first we hear from Senior Center Director Madeline Taylor.
As we like to say here, we're always among friends, and I see lots of friends and partners out there today, and we have a lovely, lovely event today. For any of you that don't know, today is actually the 10th anniversary of this building officially opening. So how wonderful is that we've been here our first decade, and many of you have been with us since that day and before. And anybody raise their hand who knows the building on South Street that existed before here? Does anybody want to go back there and rebuild it, or will we stay here? As part of my job, I have actually visited a lot of senior centres, not just on the Cape, but also around the state. And I can't tell you how fortunate we are to have such a great facility here.
Next to take the podium at the event was Town Council President Fred Cherigotis, who then introduced Town Manager John Klim.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I want to, on behalf of all of our town employees and our citizens in Barnstable, I want to welcome all of you here today. What a special day. It seems like yesterday we were here opening up this facility. That reminds me of actually 10 years ago. I'm old enough to remember vividly. I actually was a selectman in the early 80s, so I remember vividly that small, well, shall I call it I don't know if I can call it a building, maybe a shed, that we used to have for our senior citizen center behind Town Hall. And I can remember Paul Amara, who some of you may remember, as our director of our senior center over there. We've come such a long way. I wanted to spend a moment, as Councilor Cherigotis has, to recognize and thank our staff, who is here, who are here day in and day out, making this operation work. And that's Madeline Taylor Rose and all of the folks. Please give them a round of applause. And I also know that we would not have the operation that we do without our dedicated volunteers on our Council on Aging and our friends of the Council on Aging, and a whole slew of volunteers that make this senior center one of the best in the state. And so on behalf of all of the residents of the town, I want to thank all of you who volunteer your time to make this center so very special.
Finally, it was time to announce the winner of the Boston Post Cane Award, given to the town's oldest resident.
Town Clerk Linda Hutchenrider, in an emotional address, explained the origins of the award and announced this year's winner.
Thank you, Madeline. It's an honor for me to be here today with you. I have said before, and I will say again, one of the best assets we have in the town of Barnstable is our senior citizens. And I say that happily because I'm Uncle Mert. I just go with you, so hang on. I'll be with you very shortly. For those of you who may not be familiar with what the Boston Post cane is, there are some pamphlets on the table that explain it a little bit more. But in the early 1900s, the Boston Post newspaper gave out over 400 canes to various towns and cities in the New England area. A large majority of them are lost. Ours is not. We have it safe in our vault, and it went missing for a while. And we actually did not know its location. And one day I got a call from my stepmother, and she said, "A package was left here. I don't know who left it, but it has your name on it." So I went over and I opened it up, and it was Barnstable's Boston Post cane. So at that time we decided it was time to start an award series again, and we're very happy to be able to present it again today. You have on display in this facility a replica of the original one. It was made of Gabon ebony, and the tip was in gold, and inscribed on it were the words presented by the Boston Post to the oldest citizen of Barnstable, Mass. to be transmitted. I want to thank the Barnstable Council on Aging because they supported the financial project in getting a copy of this cane put into your lobby. I want to thank again the Council on Aging, Madeline Taylor and Lynn Foyant, for their support in making this an ongoing project. What the Council agreed upon was the creation of a pin that looks like the Boston Post cane so that the actual cane could be preserved. And a very talented man named Charlie Fox, I want to thank again for his skill in the design and creation of this. We are proud today, very happy, and we want to extend our very best wishes to honor a senior resident of the lovely village of West Barnstable. Our new recipient still lives on her own, and she has a wonderful history that all of you will be able to read about in the coming newsletters that Madeline will be putting together for you. She came to this country from Norway at a young age and will be celebrating her 104th birthday next month. In all seriousness, I'm almost going to cry now. I was extremely moved to see this woman walk in here. You say your name. Okay. Now I hold myself back together. It is an honor and a pleasure for me to be able to present the Boston Post Cane Award to Town of Barnstable's most senior resident, Sydney Mullen.
And of course, we offer our congratulations to this year's recipient. 103 years here in the village of West Barnstable. Kevin, can you imagine the changes that she has seen over the past century?
It must have been a lot of drastic changes. On the meeting calendar this week for Monday, June 15th at 7 o'clock, there's a special Waterways Committee meeting in the MEA Conference Room off Finney's Lane at 7 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock tomorrow, June 16th, the Board of Health meets in the Town Hall hearing room.
Then at 3:30 tomorrow, the Town Council press conference will take place in the Town Hall hearing room.
An hour later at 4:30, the Planning Board meets in the Growth Management Conference area.
At 6 o'clock, the Airport Commission will hold a meeting at the airport.
At 6:30, the Barnstable Historic Commission meets in the School Administration Building.
Then wrapping out the day at 7:30, the Shellfish Committee meeting is scheduled to take place off Finney's Lane in the MEA Conference Room.
On Wednesday, June 17th at 6 o'clock, the Accessory Affordable Apartment Program at Town Hall hearing room.
At 7 o'clock, the Zoning Board of Appeals will take place in the Town Hall hearing room.
Also at 7, the Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission is going to meet in the Selectmen's Conference Room.
Then ending the week on Thursday, June 18th, the Town Council meets at 7 o'clock in the Town Hall hearing room.
For Kevin Friel, I'm Andrew Gobiel. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of Barnstable Today.